the key word to this Hall of Fame is amateur. Okay, you don't get paid, and to that kind of time, that kind of commitment, that kind of energy, that kind of passion just for a game, to be a part of it and to teach it to kids, to teach it to other people is truly something special and truly something to celebrate. So I think at this point in time, we get right onto it and introduce you to our inductees tonight. First off, the inductees we introduce you to is David Bates. He's a St. Louis native and a hockey enthusiast. He took skating lessons from Frank Hanley, started for David at the age of 8, and his hockey career began 2 years later as a Pee Wee for St. Louis Country Club. His first coach was Cliff Behan, and the rink was close enough that he could walk to practice. He helped assemble the rink each winter on the practice green. Now that's a good use for a golf course in the winter, I think. He slid into the net as a Pee Wee to score his first goal at Steinberg. He saw Bobby Orr during the Blues' inaugural season. Now, he was captain under Eddie Olson, who we'll hear from a little later on as well, for the championship SLCC midget team. He played against the St. Louis Blues rookie line with Mark Kors, Mark Smith, and later tried out for the London Knights and the Ontario Hockey Association. In 1973-74, David was captain of the St. Louis Blazers Junior B team, and he was coached by Lou Struckman. And 2 years later, David was with Jim Nielsen at the California Seals training camp, and he was called up because of injuries and experienced the speed of NHL hockey. So David's fondest hockey memories are the people that he has met and the friends he has made, including the wonderful mentors like Sal Kors. So ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome and congratulate David Bates.
Thanks, everyone. When Scott Rupp first told me about this inaugural event and that there was only one player included, needless to say, I was a bit intimidated and kind of apprehensive. Of course, in the typical charming Rupp style, he made me calm down a bit when he said, "David, don't worry. One of the qualifications is you have to be over 50. So that kind of narrowed the field a little bit, and I felt better at that point. But seriously, I just played the game. I coached for a bit. I really don't deserve to be up here with these fine gentlemen here who have followed suit and organized St. Louis amateur hockey. With their forward thinking and their organizational skills and mentoring of all the programs that the kids enjoy today, we, as you can see by this room and the fact that this event was sold out, this is a hockey town. I stole that line from a movie called Mystery Alaska, but it's true. It's a hockey town. We love our Blues. We love the Braves. I'm sure that certain people remember the Flyers even. These gentlemen up here, they deserve to be up here and receive thanks for all they've given. And it's typical that this group, some of you may know their accomplishments or may have just read about them tonight for the first time, but Eddie Olson, who is not here with us, but here in spirit, everybody, I don't know anybody that would challenge this, but I consider him the godfather of St. Louis hockey, amateur hockey, and although he did play pro here. And Eddie Jr. and Tommy are here tonight to celebrate with us the memory of their father, all he did in initiating this great program that we enjoy today. And I would not be able to sleep for the rest of my life if I didn't include a few people, players and coaches that affected my life and my hockey here, and some of them were mentioned in the introduction. there are others like David Gardner, who was the president of Laclede Gas Company way back when. They were the type of forward thinking of the fathers of hockey that you see sitting here in St. Louis. They saw early on that what was necessary, what was needed, was to start accelerated programs and always try and take the accelerated groups north for better competition. And I was bragging about it earlier. I still think Chicago doesn't understand how St. Louis became so competitive so quick, and they're still frustrated over St. Louis teams going up there. They, you know. Mr. Selwyn Coors, his son Mark, great friend of mine, Mark Smith, to play against those two fellas, I mean, I was just in awe of them. And yet somehow we all came together, and it was mentioned that we played on a line together. So many things. The blues giving to the city, and a lot of that has to do with this city just loving the blues, you know, and make them feel welcome, but they've given back 110%, and we all benefit from it and keep benefiting from it, and just the amazing history that I recall, the people, the class, and the just the way people, or the way coaches and organization heads mentored the whole program and helped us to be able to play accelerated hockey. There's a lot of kids going to college and playing at the college level today. And that's all goes back to the Eddie Olsons, the Sel Coorses, the Bill McKennas and the Kirkwood organization, the Frank Hanleys, who's affected a lot of people's skating and taught them initially hockey. The Tom Hackett's, who probably a lot of people don't recognize that name, but there are a lot of gentlemen, the founding fathers, that they just quietly went about building it, and I'm just so happy to have been part of it, and lucky to have been in at the ground floor. And obviously I'm a little bit nervous up here, and I thought about 100 different things to say. I can't, I feel bad when you start mentioning names and then you get nervous, you might forget somebody that you meant to, but I'm going to sign off now, let it move on, because I know everybody, but before I do that, the one final thing is that Scott Rupp, the other thing that kind of calmed me down about being up here was when I thought about this, I thought about how often has everybody in this room talked about, oh, we got to get together for a reunion. We got to do this, and we got to do it soon. Well, thanks to Scott, Bruce Affleck, the Blues organization, the Blues alumni, Scott's team, John, and the selection committee. I don't know whether you guys want to remain anonymous, but those guys, I think they're mentioned in the program, aren't they?
If not, we'll add it.
All right, somebody pick up where I left off. I'm going to stop here and say, please, let's give them all a hand, because it's a great reunion.